Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gulf Coast Huddle, brought to you by Lone Star Gridiron. Each week, Chris Daly and Mike Foreman break down all the Texas high school football along the Texas Gulf Coast. Now, strap on your gear and let's go.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com. Hey, do you need topsoil, fill dirt, sand, mulch, gravel, limestone, you name it? Do you need that delivered and or spread? Texas Tree Cycle in Victoria has you covered for residential and commercial projects, big or small. These guys do it all. They do some amazing work. You can call them at 361-237-8006 for a free estimate. That's Texas Tree Cycle, bringing quality materials to your yard. All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Mike Foreman to the show. Mike, we made it. We have two teams that are in state.
Yeah, that's right. As it turns out, Shiner and Yoakum, Shiner, I think, was the expected to make it. Yoakum, if I recall back in the beginning of the season, I said that's kind of one of those teams to watch.
Yeah. Well, you convinced me, because early on you were saying that even after the first couple of weeks, you're saying they're a better team than they're looking right now. And I'm like, well, they just haven't shown me. They haven't shown me the defense yet.
Yeah.
And gosh, the defense came around finally.
Yeah, they just improved throughout the season. I mean, which is obviously what you want to do. And, I think Bo was saying it. He said it took them a while to figure out what they were good at.
Mm-hmm.
And once they figured that out, they started playing better. And, obviously that win over Columbus was huge because when I was out there last week, Bo told me, he said, I knew we could beat Columbus, but I didn't know the kids knew. And obviously that was huge. I mean, and I went back and looked at it, sure enough, Columbus had beaten Yoakum 8 straight times. And the last time before the other night when Yoakum had beaten Columbus was back in 2018 in the bi-district playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they did have that kind of mental thing going.
Yeah.
And, but they were able to overcome it, and that was huge. And, speaking of which, they just annihilated Llano. And and I'll tell you, the difference, the most obvious one was Yoakum's offensive line dominated. And the other thing was the speed. I mean, Llano could not match Yoakum's speed.
Yeah, that's one thing we said from even before the first game, that they've got a lot of speed, and that's why their offense was always in the game. But you mentioned them beating Columbus, and that, to me, I've always seen where a team, when they beat somebody that somebody thinks they shouldn't have, suddenly their mind shifts and like, wait, they were state champions. We can be state champions now. Once they believe it, it changes everything.
Yeah, I agree. It's that they got through that mental hurdle, and and that's right. And so, I think they do believe, and like we talked about. I mean, I have a feeling that they have a chance to win a state track title too.
Nice.
That speed that they've got, and and I mean, look, they also have we can't forget they have a D1 signing, Xavier Barnett, who plays both ways, and he's a beast both ways. I mean, he didn't have one carry in the second half. I mean, he had 100 yards in the first half, and because he plays defense, they didn't have to because Jace Morales was, just racking up yardage,
Mm-hmm.
So that worked out for them. And, they limited, Lano scored 6 points in the first half. And then, of course, they scored, they had some touchdowns there in the second half.
Right.
But by that time, the game was out of reach. So,
yeah, and when fast forward to this week, you look at Grandview. In the past, yes, they've been a great team. They're 13-2, same record, so they're decent.
Yeah.
But if you look at who they've played, it hasn't been the powerhouses. Even in the playoffs, I think they had a relatively light run compared to some of the other playoff runs that people had to go through. The Peaster win, that was a big one, but it was 21-18. It was a close game.
Yeah, obviously. And, of course, Grandview is going to have the advantage of being right down the road.
Yes.
From T Stadium. So that's one advantage. I think, the thing about Yoakum is none of those guys have played at AT&T.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest hurdle, I think, basically they have to overcome. They just can't.
Well, and when was Grandview last there? It hadn't been that recent, is it?
I don't know. I know they beat Yoakum, I think it was back in 1 year in the semis or
yeah, and that was my thinking was Grandview, I don't think anybody on that roster has been there either.
Yeah, so basically, that's true. You got two new people that are going in there for the first time. So, but the thing is, too, Bo Robinson has been there quite a bit.
Yeah.
Once with Yoakum and some other teams. And so he kind of, he knows. I'm sure he knows there's some things that he'll want, be able to take care of with those guys. And, so we'll see. This is Yoakum's third time to go to state, and they've never won one. So it's, great opportunity for them.
Yeah, no doubt. And like I alluded to, Grandview has been there before as a program, right. But I don't know that this team. I just looked. It was 2018 was the last time they were there.
Okay.
They beat Malakoff 35-21 on that one. So
okay.
they haven't been there. Any of those kids haven't been there.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll see, and we'll see. What kind of game plan Yoakum's going to come up with. I mean, if their offensive line can play like it did, they're going to be hard to stop. So we'll just see. Never know up there. But, so that's one. The other team we have going up is Shiner.
Yep.
There were some questions, of course, because, Keegan Ash and Mount Enemy. And I saw he got over 200 yards.
Yeah.
But they only scored, 8 points? And I think it was, 28? Was it 28-8 or 28 to something? I think it was 28-8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they only scored one touchdown. Shiner's defense was, very good. And, that to me, that's still, if you look at it, they're still a very young team. And, but they have that experience from last year. And, so I don't know how much. I remember Munster's quarterback was a junior, so he should be back. But I'm not sure who all Munster has. So this, and last year was a really competitive game.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
Yeah, this year could be the same, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I don't know either what Munster brought back, but again, they had a good season. I mean, another 13-2. It wasn't Shiner's season, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they had a close game with Groover, and I think it was like a 3-point game or something.
Yep.
But this, I've given up a lot of times trying to figure it out because, there's teams that I thought, they're going to win or and they go up there and it doesn't go well for them.
Right.
So, that just goes to show, you never really know how a team's going to play in that atmosphere.
Yeah, you make a very good point there because you're right. A team, we've seen so many times a team that on paper looks like this is going to be a one-sided game and something happens, whether the other team starts out hot or maybe a mistake early, and momentum starts the snowball thing, and next thing you know, they're down by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's no joke. I mean, I can remember, of course, that was in Houston, but when Rufuro played Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you remember in that game early on, Rufuro had 2 guys wide open behind the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
They missed it. And there's 2 touchdowns that they missed, and the next thing you know, Canadian is running away with it.
Yeah.
So, that can swing pretty fast, actually. So, that's the thing. But I do think that the experience from last year, it'll help both teams, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And especially like, you look at Jarvis Williams, the Shiner quarterback. He's a sophomore now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he wasn't playing quarterback last year, but he was there as much. So, and you got Quincy Jones, who's a junior, the running back. And all those guys really, they lost, I think it was 3 or 4 seniors. So, and they were good ones, but, most of those kids were there. So, that's got to help them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I think odds are pretty good, though, that somebody from the Gulf Coast region will be taking home a crown. I think we can get one of them at least.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and the thing is Shiner's faced some adversity this year.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been a cakewalk. I mean,
right.
Fall City was right there with them. Industrial took them to overtime. So, they've had some challenging games. And I think actually they were behind against maybe in Bracketville at half.
Mm.
But then they won handily. So, they faced adversity, so that's a good thing, too.
Yeah.
Because unless you face adversity, sometimes it's tough to overcome. So, and speaking of that, the team that I thought was for sure going to be there was Rufuro.
Yeah.
And
that one shocked me.
That was just a debacle. I mean, they lost 2 onside kicks, and basically their defense just wore out, because with those 2 onside kicks, I mean, Rufuro scores on the second play of the fourth quarter, and it's a play drive. And then they do not touch the ball until there's like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Because, they lost 2 onside kicks and Joaquin drove the ball.
Yeah.
And I think there were a couple of 4th downs maybe they converted, but basically they were getting 3-4 yards a chunk. And Rufuro never was able to adjust to that sweep, to the weak side. And that's what happens. I mean, and I know Rufuro's kicking itself because, I think if those teams played 10 times, Rufuro would win 9.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and still, we talked about it last week. Joaquin is the only team at state championship with 4 losses. They only got their 11th win this week, which is crazy to be in a state championship.
Yeah. So, I know. I don't know what exactly. I was pretty pretty stunned when that happened. And now I know I'd really like to see the tape of the first onside kick, because there were a few coaches were claiming that one of the Joaquin kids pushed their kid into the ball, which is illegal, by the way.
Right.
Can't do that. And if that was the case, then they should have had the ball. But that's all. Balls are going to be missed, and
no doubt.
No one to blame but themselves. So, I'm not going to give them a pass on that. So, too bad because, God, you look at Ray Lewis and Xander Wills and guys that they had that are going to be graduating. That senior class was very talented.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit. I guess it's about pretty soon when the UIL will come out with the cutoff numbers. In fact, I thought someone said they might do it this week or right after the state championships.
Right.
But, you just don't know with the future. I mean, all I'm telling you this, I'm looking at next season, and I see Ganeo, I see Shiner, I see Rosebud Lott, I see Mason. All those teams have a lot of juniors and stuff. And those are 4 really good teams. So, and Kennedy, that's a lot.
That's true. That's true.
So there's 5 teams right there in Region 4, 2A, that are going to be really, really good next year. So it's going to be real interesting.
No doubt. So in this year, though, the rest of the state championships, any other matchups stand out to you? Maybe not related to our region, but just as a sports fan.
Well, I think Newton Wall might be a pretty good game, because Newton just crushed. They crushed East Bernard, and Wall just barely got by Gunner, but Gunner's been the perennial. So, that might be a good game. Of course, you had, in the upper classification, what really blew me away was Frisco Lone Star.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I mean, what they scored, was it 17 points in the fourth quarter or something to win? That's amazing.
Yeah, that game's going to be interesting to me because, one, I want to see Frisco Lone Star, but Smithson Valley, again, won their first one for Coach Larry Hill last year. They're looking to repeat, so that will be a fun one for sure.
Right, and of course, DeSoto had kind of an incredible comeback too.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, DeSoto is always good. So, I mean,
Well, and, I was going to say, if you look at Saturday, all of those games are Dallas versus Houston. South Oak Cliff taking on Richmond Randall, Duncanville, Galena Park North Shore, DeSoto, and C.E. King out of Houston. So it's going to be the big boys are fighting for the 2 big cities.
That's right. Got the big boys going against each other again.
And Dallas is home field advantage.
Yeah, no question about it. I don't care what they say, there's an advantage. But, we'll see. I mean, it's amazing, North Shore, and, of course, you don't have North Crowley this year or Duncanville, I don't think, do you?
No, Duncanville's there, yeah.
Oh, the Duncanville did make it, so.
Yeah, Duncanville is playing North Shore. That's a rematch from
another one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, it'd be interesting to see. I bet I haven't looked at it, but I wonder how many D1 commits are on those 2 boxers. I bet it's quite a few.
I bet it's double digits between those 2 teams.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you, right here, the teams I've covered, we have so far, anyways, only 2 D1.
Yeah.
90s. We have Barnett at Yoakum's going to SMU, and then Anderson at Goliad's going to UTEP.
Yeah.
So that's it. So it shows you that that's some big boy football up there.
Well, yeah, when you 4,000 students versus a few hundred, it's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, and as we all know, numbers do matter in football.
Amen.
Yeah, because...
Well, gosh, Mike, I look forward to seeing you up there, and I'm sure we're going to hopefully, cheer on some Gulf Coast boys.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a state champion. I was trying to think, I guess, last year we had Ganado won, and of course Shiner didn't win, and then before that Tidehaven lost. Then we had Shiner for a couple of years, and of course Quail in 18. Mm-hmm. But just it's nice to have a state champion. You know, and if you look at the number of schools we had in the regional finals, it's pretty impressive. So, of course, so the fact that we got 2 up there is good.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Chris. Well, you be safe on the road to Arlington, and I look forward to seeing you.
You too. I'll see you up in the press box or down on the field or probably ball.
Yeah, sounds good.
Take care.
See you.
Coaches, boosters, parents, every sport deserves a spotlight. From football and volleyball to basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, track, wrestling, and more. Give your athletes a weekly coaches show that builds pride and raises funds. Lone Star Podcast Network makes it turnkey. You talk for a few minutes. We handle production and distribution. Sponsors love it. Families share it. And your program benefits. Get the free information kit at lonestarpodcast.com/coaches. That's lonestarpodcast.com/coaches. Your team, your sport, your show.